Hey Rocky friends, Kirostyle here, welcome back to Paranormasight, the Seven Mysteries of Honjo. Thank you so much for joining me here on stream. Haru, congratulations on being first. And Sai, it's good to see you. Hadrian, welcome in. Yep, we're starting a little earlier than usual because I want to finish the game today, and I'm not sure if I'll need a little bit of extra time. So I guess we'll see. So this is the third stream we've had of Paranormasight, and we have reached a roadblock in Tetsuo and Yako's stories, so we'll need to continue with Harue's story. We've already reached daybreak, so now it's daytime, so things have changed a little bit. And so I'm not really sure how much more we have, but based on playtime and what people say about the game, I think we should be able to finish today. But again, it might just be a little bit longer of a stream, which is totally fine with me. So, yeah, we're roadblocked here and here. So we'll continue from Harue's story here. Life can be tough. Throughout the night, Richter continues to gather information about the curse stones while Haruo lies awake until dawn, preoccupied by the prospect of bringing her lost child back to life. Haruo Shigima, 10 a.m. Shigima Mansion. Good morning, ma'am. How are you feeling? I'm fine. I hope we can make good progress today. How's your curse stone looking? I haven't felt anything from it since sunrise. Interesting. It's possible its powers could only be unleashed at night, then. You know, in this timeline, Haruo really hasn't done anything. She got her stone, she stayed at home. She went to Richter on the bridge and talked to him. They ran into Ayame, and then she went home. She really did nothing. She has, like, the least eventful night so far. That aside, why are you so late this morning? There are unfortunately some things that can't be investigated while the world slumbers. But I did get some research done in what limited time I had. Very well, let's talk. Okay, it's time to recap. The town is beginning to wake up once more. The clamor of society can be heard from beyond the garden gates. Like any day, a cloud of pollution drifts out from the industrial area. This is an old mansion where I was born and raised. No one's in the mansion at the moment. The door has been locked shut. The housekeeper's already left after cleaning and preparing food. Is there a mockingbird around here? Probably not. He's looking a bit tired. He must have been up all night investigating. We may be surrounded by curses and death, but it matters little. My only concern is whether I could see my child again. By the way, there's something I want to talk to you about. And what's that? Our current plan is to steal a curse stone that's already absorbed soul dregs, but I'm wondering if it would suffice to not steal, but instead negotiate with the curse bearer and have them use the right for our purpose. Oh? I mean, I suppose I would accomplish the same, but do you think it's possible? So long as we offer compensation, it may prove much easier than you expect. Compensation? Cash, for instance. That wouldn't be off the table for a family as rich as the Shigimas, would it? Of course. Why, any amount would be fine if you get the job done. I won't let monetary matters lead me to regrets the way it did back with the ransom. Okay, with that option left on the table, let's figure out our strategy. Hey Ginger, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Do you have a curse bearer with whom we can negotiate in mind? Not yet. Surprisingly, it seems the other curse bearers haven't been that proactive about collecting soul dregs. Did you see the news this morning? No, I haven't. Overnight, 3 mysterious deaths were reported in this area. They've yet to announce the identities of the bodies found. But they've been nicknamed the Honjo serial killings, It's garnered quite some attention on the streets. Oh my. Only 3. That's what I thought. Even if the victims were curse bears, just 1 or 2 wouldn't be enough soul dregs. And for what those curse stones are capable of, a mere 3 victims seems a little low on the side. With this little activity all through the night, the curse bears must be a cautious bunch. What's holding them back? Are we not all after the power of resurrection? There may still be some undiscovered victims, but it doesn't seem like anyone's gathered enough soul dregs yet. We might have to set up some bait to spur them into action. Richter's like, I'm not gonna help you kill people. I'm against killing people, but I want other people to kill people so that we could take their curse stone afterwards. Let's spur them into action? Like, Richter, I don't get you at all. I mean, I understand the purpose he serves in the story, but his morals seem so questionable. And then we offer them the deal. None of the curse bears seem very proactive. I wonder if this situation could be what the mastermind who kicked it all off intended. Now that's an interesting theory. You think there's someone behind this all? You mentioned hearing an agonized voice telling you to kill when you first obtained the curse stone. That doesn't sound like a coincidence to me. Someone agitated the curses in this area on purpose, and they are likely after the rite of resurrection as well. So you're thinking this person is not one of the curse bears? You got a sharp mind, ma'am. Though it might seem obvious for the mastermind to become a curse bear and collect soul dregs if they were after the rite. This would be very risky, since as a curse bear, they themselves would become a target. So it'd actually be more convenient for them if the curse bears moved less aggressively. That's right, but despite that, they've been inciting the curse bears to commit murders. Why? Let's consider this. What if the mastermind isn't trying to collect soul dregs themselves? You mean their intention was also to steal the souls, while the other curse bears compete with each other from the start? Sitting back and observing from the sidelines is a safer course of action, which is why I figured it best for us to attempt the same strategy. So, how should we do it? There's still reason to suspect the mastermind could be a curse bear themselves. To be honest, I want to keep my distance from whoever it is. There's no telling what kind of power they might possess. Whether our aim is to negotiate or steal, we'll have to outpace the mastermind in making contact with the other curse bearers. How do you suppose we do so? At this point, all we could do is search. If there's a mastermind inciting the curse bears to collect soul dregs, can we be sure there even is a rite of resurrection? Good question. The rite could be nothing but a myth fabricated to spur the curse bears into action. Seeing it might be up for naught, or seeing it might be for naught. Do you want to give up, ma'am? Ugh. Never. Understood. After all, we'll never know the truth unless we see it for ourselves. We'll do it without using the curses ourselves. By the way, I met a few people who seemed like potential curse bears last night. I did some investigating into all of them, but I only managed to get detailed information on 2. I'm surprised Richter's not dead, considering how much snooping around he's been doing. You're quick. I suppose that's to be expected from an investigator extraordinaire. I appreciate the flattery. Let me strike this JoJo pose. First, there's Ayame Tono, the girl we talked to before, though she herself isn't a curse bearer. Does he know that for sure, though? She's a student attending T University of Art. She currently lives alone in an apartment near Midoricho Park. You even determined her address. You're not one to be underestimated, Mr. Investigator Extraordinaire. I called every single university with Yukio E in the curriculum, pretending to be her parent. He called them all in one morning, and they just gave the information like that? I went around to check on her place on the way here. It doesn't seem like she returned home last night. I'm worried she might have run into some trouble. Didn't you attempt to follow her last night? I'm embarrassed to say, but I couldn't. She shook me. I couldn't keep track of her. And here I thought you were an investigator extraordinaire. I'd like to learn more about her, but it would take some time. She is planning to steal the curse stones, just like us. It's best we act carefully around her. Next is a tall man who was dressed in black. I met him near Kinshicho. He stood out the way he dressed. I managed to get some good information from him. Impressive. What can I say? He works as a secretary to Heihaku Soap's chairwoman. I believe his name is Takumi Yumioka. The Heihaku Soap's headquarters and factories are both located in Honjo, correct? Yes, they've been here for a while, but it's only in the past 10 years that the company has shown significant growth. I remember seeing the chairwoman on the news a few years back. She seems to be very shrewd. With the increase in sales, I assumed she'd want her factories running at full capacity. But with the harsh restrictions against industrial waste, a lot of the factories with older equipment have had to shut down. That's right. Even 10 years ago, there were many complaints about chemical plants dumping waste into the river. Most companies back then were more concerned with making a profit than protecting the environment. I wonder what a man working for such a company would have been up to in the middle of the night. On the way here, I stopped by the company's headquarters, but they hadn't started for the day. I should have better luck later. Let's hope you will. Perhaps they're interested in seeing if the rite would be beneficial for their product research into beauty and skincare. Ah, now that's an interesting thought. We also haven't seen Yoko since the first episode. I ran into one more suspicious young man last night. This one seemed to be out collecting soul dregs, right? Or this one seemed to be out collecting soul dregs, right? Indeed, I couldn't get a good look at him though, and I couldn't gather enough intel to properly identify him. Well, that's a shame. But I can make an educated guess. Oh? You know that researcher who discovered the ancient text on the Rite of Resurrection? The one that lives near here? His name is Hideki Araishi, and the man I met was very similar in stature. Oh my, even he is involved. How awfully suspect. Considering his background, couldn't he be the one who initiated the whole affair? I think it's possible, yes. Which is why I decided to refrain from making contact with him for the time being. Safety first. Understandable. Of course, I want to learn more, but this isn't the right time to focus on him. I prefer to ascertain who else is a curse bearer. First, I'll return to Heihaku Soaps to see the man in black. Their headquarters are down on South Warugesui Street. I learned something new about the criminal involved with the kidnapping. It concerns the serial killings. There was a body found at Komagata High School. The person was identified as a school teacher. His name was Kohei Jonuchi. Do you think he was a curse bearer? Not sure, it's possible. But regardless, this means the two people who knew the truth about the kidnapping are both dead. Just when we were both getting somewhere. It isn't enough to make me give up, of course. Still, we don't know anything about Michio Shiraishi's residence. It'd be wise to pay it a visit. Understood. In addition to the 3 victims associated with the Honjo serial killings, there's Michio Shiraishi, who's reportedly committed suicide, and the police officer who died at the former Yasuda Gardens. As strange deaths continue occurring like so, they're bound to inspire strange rumors. But those last 2 have nothing to do with the 7 mysteries, no? It's true, both occurred a week before this accursed situation began. Still, it cannot be ruled out. It's possible that the mastermind was involved even with those killings. How? What if there were preliminary steps to awakening the 7 mysteries' curses? Can you really assume they're unrelated just because the timing doesn't match up? Or rather, the police officer's death is so baffling it'd be easier if it were connected to these curses. The victim wasn't the type to be caught off guard easily. You seem to know a lot about this. I suppose we weren't strangers. My personal feelings might be wrapped up in this one too. I see. If you were to investigate this matter more, you might get a lead on the mastermind. You're right. If we wish to focus on the mastermind's identity, this would be a fine starting point. We might even discover more deaths related to the curses along the way. We should pay attention to today's news. Well, that's all I have to report. Shall we continue with our investigation? What do you want to do? If you still can't use the curse stone, taking a walk should be a fine place to start. Right. Let's go together. I want to see what's going on for myself. In that case, I'll trust you to decide on where we should go, ma'am. Where should I go to begin my search? Which places have stood out to me most so far? So we have South Wargesui Street, Midoricho Park, and Komagata High School. I feel like I should start close and move away. I'm kind of interested in the high school only because we might run into some of our other characters. Let's start with the park. Hopefully we don't get roadblocked. Midoricho Park. We're here. This is Midoricho Park. Ayame Tono lives around here. She wasn't in her apartment when I dropped by this morning. I wonder if it's worth checking again. This place is connected with the story of the Taiko of Tsugaru. Not only that, Katsuhika Hokusai's home was also in this area. That might be why Ayame chose to live here. It's always heartwarming to see children playing in the park. Richter seems to like kids, perhaps because they're on the same wavelength. It seems picking up Ayame's trail is out of the question for now. Why did we even come here? We won't get much done standing around here. Why don't I go and check out Ayame's apartment? You don't mean to speak with her, do you? No, I prefer to get an idea of what she's been up to. I'd like to see whether she's been home or not, just to potentially get a trace on her movements. Then be my guest. Okay, I shouldn't be long. I'm back, ma'am. So, nothing. I'm afraid so. She still hasn't returned. However, I noticed a few people who seem to be related to the police force keeping watch in the area. I don't know if they got eyes on her apartment, but they do appear to be watching the building it's in. Interesting. You've got a sharp eye to have noticed them despite them being so covert. What can I say? It's part of the job. However, it meant I had to refrain from knocking on her door or looking through her windows. I wasn't able to check her electric meter or mailbox either, unfortunately. We were planning to go that far. But then how does he know that she's not home? I mean, I guess he could just infer it, but... South Wargesui Street. The Heihaku Soap's headquarters are on the other side of South Wargesui Street. They were closed when I visited this morning, but it appears things are up and running now. To think a small soap-making company could grow so much in such a short time. They have factories and warehouses throughout the area now. You can see why the director and now chairwoman Natsue Yamamori is called the Queen. Oh, we finally get to see what she looks like. Natsue Yamamori, company chairwoman. Natsue is the former president of Heihaku Soaps, a large chemicals company. Though she retired from her position 2 years ago, she still wields great influence over the company from her position of chairwoman. Recently, there have been rumors about her possessing strange and wonderful magical abilities, earning her the nickname the Witch of Heihaku. Prior to the war, Natsue enjoyed working her dream job at a textile factory. She was forced to face the bitter reality of the world, however, when the factory was destroyed by a fire during the war, and she was ordered to rework the fabrics she had painstakingly crafted into something more suitable for blue-collar work. Witnessing the rise of popularity of Western-style clothing in the post-war period, Natsue left the textile industry. However, a nod to her past can be seen in her company's name, with Heihaku being another name for kasuri, a type of fabric featuring patterns and images woven with dyed fibers. Having long been dissatisfied with the soap supplied at the textile factory, Natsue saw a business opportunity and set up her own small soap factory. Taking inspiration from imported soap brands, she developed new products which quickly gained a good reputation. Ever the shrewd businesswoman, Natsue ran an aggressive promotional campaign on TV featuring a popular Japanese singer, rapidly turning Heihaku soaps into a household name. You mentioned that Takumi works as her secretary. That's correct. You think it's possible he's acting on her orders? That's exactly my thinking. A curse bear with both money and power could certainly look at resurrection as their next prize. Negotiating with a person of that stature may prove difficult. Business is up and running. I could see people inside the reception area. Hey Ash, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by today. He tells me he barely slept last night, and yet he seems to be brimming with energy. Was I too that resilient at his age? Perhaps it's what sets apart a detective from the rest. So an influential person at Heihaku Soaps is potentially a curse bearer. Richter proposed we use money to negotiate for the curse stones. We could hardly outbid a large corporation if it came down to it. First, I need to confirm whether Takumi is the man I ran into last night. Then I'll be able to determine if he's a curse bearer. It'll be better if I go inside the headquarters alone. You should walk around, visit a cafe for some tea, perhaps. Okay, well then go. I'm going to go in. I may be a while, so feel free to find somewhere to kill time. Okay, good luck in there. Sorry to keep you waiting. How did it go? I'll fast forward to the conclusion. I met with Takumi. There's no doubt he's the same man I saw last night. But it doesn't seem like he's a curse bearer. That doesn't mean he has no connections to the recent curses. He knew about the Seven Mysteries. He even guessed we have a curse stone of our own. Excuse me? I tried to approach Takumi about a fallen item after I ran into him last night. However... You said your name was Richter, correct? I have a favor I'd like to ask of you. I'm hoping you would hand over the curse stone in your possession. Curse stone? What are you on about? There's no need to play dumb with me. In fact, there's no time for it. I had all the same reason you did to think you were a curse bearer last night. And your arrival here only confirms it. You are a curse bearer, no? You're right, we lack time. I'll confess, I am a curse bearer. I possess the curse stone of the haunting clappers. I'm glad to hear the truth. Finally, this conversation is worthwhile. It is a dangerous item you hold. Give it to me. My company will take the responsibility to dispose of it. I didn't know the soap business specialized in scrubbing curses clean. It is the prerogative of Miss Yamamori. Is that so? Assuming you've obtained the curse, you understand the power it involves, no? Miss Yamamori possesses supernatural powers akin to those of a god. She also has a deep love for this land, having transformed it from the pile of dirt it once was to the home of our headquarters. She cannot stomach the fact it's now the site of these curses run rampant. So you're telling me the Queen of Heihaku is a real-life witch? She wouldn't appreciate being called that, mind you. There's a sorcerer by the name of Suigen Gamyodo who's gallantly working behind the scenes, exorcising spirits and the like. Go on. That being so, there have been already instances of the dead coming back to life. Do you understand the urgency of this matter? These are curses we're speaking of, tools which are used by wicked beings to possess people. The rite of resurrection is nothing but a fabrication meant to seduce the curse bearers into unspeakable action. If you truly understand what I'm talking about, you must hand over that curse stone at once. Very interesting. With that said, just how many curse stones have you acquired so far? If what you tell me is true, surely the company would have launched a large-scale search by now. We have 6. 6? Whoa, I can rest at ease then. And here I thought I was at risk of being cursed. It seems we are on the same page. If that is the case, you should hand over your curse stone immediately. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but it's not actually in my possession at the moment. Considering its importance, I've been keeping it in hiding. Really now? Then I'll accompany you while you retrieve it. I'm sorry, but I got something important to attend to, but I promise I'll return with it later. Very well. Then you won't refuse to provide your address and telephone number, I presume. How prudent of you, I'll oblige. And that's how it went. So they aren't after the rite after all. I mean, there's no way they have 6 stones, we know that for sure. I wouldn't be so quick to trust him. Oh. I believe we're dealing with a master in deception. He may well have made up a story to convince us to part ways with our stone. I think he was lying about having procured 6 curse stones as well. Like, really? 6? That's excessive. Well, now I feel gullible. The company's plotting something. I wonder what they mean to do with the curse stones. And also, I think Richter and Harway are under the impression there's only 7, right? So if there's 6, that's their own, then they're safe. But we know there's more than 7. I don't remember who knows that there's more than 7, though. I think Tetsuo knows that as well. I don't know, maybe Richter knows it too. He seemed rather desperate to get a hold of ours, despite us not having collected any soul dregs. Perhaps the people at Heihaku are the masterminds behind the curses being unleashed. Because the chairwoman's a witch. I wonder about that too. If she really were that powerful, would her secretary have divulged that information so casually? Takumi was either making it up as he went, or he's trying to spread a rumor. For what purpose would he do that? Recently, people have been caught up about that occult more than ever before. If word spreads that Heihaku's chairwoman has godlike powers, she could very well benefit socially and politically from that mystique. That's unsettling. ACB, welcome in. By the way, there's one more thing of interest I heard while in the company's reception lobby. And what's that? People were discussing whether one of the bodies found this morning was that of a Heihaku employee. Really? So long as the officials haven't revealed the identity, it all amounts to no more than speculation, though. Despite that, I've reason to believe Heihaku Soaps is deeply involved with the Seven Mysteries. At the very least, I can assure you I've gathered that much. The more we know, the better our negotiations will go. Hey Hakaze, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. We should avoid Heihaku for the time being. It would be a pain if we had to deal with Takumi again. How interesting that the Queen of Heihaku, or the Witch, whatever she is trying to get her hands on the rite of resurrection. It's like some kind of dark fairy tale. Regardless of what is or isn't true, we must stay one step ahead. Komagata High School, front gates. Here we are at Ground Zero, Komagata High School. I guess it's logical that the police has got this place shut down. The teacher's body was found here after all. It's as if the students have nowhere to go now the school's closed. The news has attracted a bunch of curious onlookers, huh? That works in our favor. The more people around, the better we can blend in. He says as he stands out like a sore thumb. It seems the officers are still inspecting the scene. Entry has been strictly prohibited. He appears to be wary of those police officers. Maybe the police really do have something against private investigators, just like in those detective novels. This place is said to be connected with the story of the Fool's Possession. I wouldn't be surprised if a curse bearer decided to turn up. However, I need to find out if that teacher was a curse bearer or not. I expect the police to be baffled since they don't know about the curses. I can ask around and see what the students have to say. The students are bound to know more about Michio. Well, if you change your mind, let me know. Yeah, the fact that he's giving me a choice means that this is where I progress the story. 2 people have died. A teacher named Kohei Jonuchi and a student, Michio Shiraishi. Is there anything else to be gained here? I can ask around and see what the students have to say. Alright, I'll go ask the students about Michio. I'm back, ma'am. So, what did you learn? That school kids sure love a good rumor. I was practically drowning in stories about Mr. Jonuchi and Michio, most of which seemed dubious at best. Not surprising. Most of what I heard was hardly worth a second thought, but there was one story that caught my attention. Oh? Some believe that Michio was the one who killed Mr. Jonuchi. Really? The story's got 2 pieces of evidence to back it up. One of them wasn't news to me. Apparently he's been mumbling that Michio was going to kill him for some days now. A fellow teacher overheard his mumbling and told the students. And then it spread like wildfire, I suppose. Rumors that juicy don't stay a secret for long. As for the other piece of evidence, a pig-tailed girl in her school uniform was seen around school late last night. Go on. Although numerous people claim to have seen the girl, not one of them saw her face. Some are proposing it was Michio brought back to life, or that it was her vengeful spirit. But it's not like Michio's the only high school girl to wear pigtails. This rumor might have been made up just to fan the flames. But if it were true, I'd want to get a hold of her in order to hear her side of the kidnapping. If she's alive, that'd be ideal. There's still one more thing I should mention. I discovered where Michio lived. A student had a list of student addresses on hand. That's an amazing find. I believe all the students actually have a copy of said list. It surely wonders me how easy it was to obtain what should be confidential information. Imagine what would happen if the information got into the wrong hands. Well, so far it hasn't, no. Sure, let's hope it stays that way. Really? All the students just have, like, lists of everyone's addresses on hand? That's unsafe. In the meantime, it's now possible for us to visit Michio Shiraishi's house. I can imagine the students are uneasy after learning of the murder. It may do them well to stay home for some time, if not for fear of their safety. The police are probably too wrapped up in solving the case to be concerned about the students' mental health. I can see that. It's important that society provides a safe environment for the benefit of our youth. Some school policies could use some rewriting, especially those handling the students' personal information. That's right. I don't want a student being kidnapped on their way back home ever again. I expect criminals to grow more cunning as time passes. There may be times where the authorities can't keep up. That's where outlaws such as myself come in. What's this about? Actually, just forget I said anything. Hey, Lightos, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you're doing well today. So if we go to Michio's house, we might run into Tetsuo. Michio's home. I expect her family might be able to tell us more, but it's a hard topic to bring up so soon after her suicide. However, it's normal for a high school girl to keep things hidden from her parents, especially if it involves criminal activity. Near the Shiraishi household. How did it go? I went to visit Michio Shiraishi's family home. However, no one seemed to be there. I got no answer at the door, and the lights were all out. It seems to have been empty for a while now. There was a stack of newspapers out front. It's a bit quiet over here. It's a residential area after all. All these rundown row houses really scream working class, don't they? I don't understand why no one's come to this house, even after Michio committed suicide. I wonder if this place is okay. I've never liked these messy and cluttered back streets. They give me the jitters every time. It's reassuring to have someone as strong and tall as Richter accompanying me. He looks so unfazed. I suppose a detective is used to this kind of thing, always investigating and chasing criminals. I wouldn't be cut out for it. Social connections run deep in working class areas like this, so I decided to talk to the locals. I met a few nice old ladies who were kind enough to give me the scoop. Turns out, the Shiraishi's reputation really went down the dumps this past year. Is that so? I'll give you the quick summary. They moved here about 3 years ago. Their previous residence was in a better part of town. Michio's father died in a car accident, leaving behind just the two of them. Michio's mom, Toshiko, now a single mother, relocated here. At first they got along with their neighbors, many of which were in similar situations, helping and being helped in turn. So far so good. What happened? Well, as I said, the reputation began to go downhill about a year ago. A man recognized as Toshiko's common-law husband has moved into the household. His name was apparently Kankichiro Iwai. Neighborhood gossip is something else. Somehow everyone knew his name. So what of this Iwai character? He was apparently a vulgar fellow with a criminal record. He was prone to violent outbursts. The neighbors often heard screams and shouting coming from the home. The neighbors took particular note of Toshiko's screams, pleading with him not to hit Michio. That's terrible. As if it wasn't unsettling enough, every night the neighbors also began to hear an eerie chanting. Through this, the Shiraishi standing in the neighborhood plummeted rapidly. Toshiko was often seen covered in bruises and wounds. She stopped responding to her neighbors. She would just turn the other way when greeted. They kept their storm shutters closed even during the day and effectively shut themselves away from the entire community. That sounds horrible. Why didn't the police step in and do something? Unfortunately, under our current laws, the police aren't allowed to get involved with domestic disputes. That's awful. And then Michio reportedly killed herself. Things only got worse with Iwai, and Toshiko was admitted to the hospital for physical and mental abuse. Ever since, Iwai hasn't returned to the home. Many locals expressed sympathy for Michio's circumstances, but just as many were fed up with the Shiraishis entirely and seemed relieved that things finally quieted down again. It seems that they were still considered outsiders even after 3 years of living here. I don't understand it. Why would Toshiko have gotten involved with such a brutish good-for-nothing in the first place? I've heard many stories where one's partner's personality does a complete turn after entering a relationship. After her first husband's death, Toshiko's financial situation also had taken a turn for the worst. She was determined to send her daughter to a good high school. It's possible she fell victim to sweet promises. Life can be tough, I suppose. You don't seem moved by the story, ma'am. That's fine. People have all kinds of stories. Hey, Titsuno, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by today. Kankichiro Iwai. The common-law husband of Michio Shiraishi's mother, Toshiko Shiraishi. Kankichiro started coming and going from the Shiraishi household a little over a year ago. It seems he has served some time in prison, but the details are unknown. Huh? Oh, so you came too. Huh? What is it? Ah. Could you repeat what you know one more time for me, Richter? Hey Angora, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, perfect. So this is where like the main story continues. So now I'm assuming we unlocked this. With dusk fast approaching, they have no time to waste. With that in mind, Tsutsumi and Ario direct their investigation toward Komagata High School and the Shiraishi residence. See, if these guys have a lot of information between the two of them. Richter and Tetsuo have like the most amount of information right now about what's going on in the case. So, assuming they actually cooperate, they're both going to be much better for it, but they may choose to withhold some of that information. Near the Shiraishi household. Oh, do I have to really start the scene from the beginning? It seems like Michio's house is at the end of this road. We don't want to intimidate them, so maybe I should go alone. I've already, like, examined everything here, so let's just go for it. Ario's checking the Shiraishi house at the end of the road. This street's real narrow, so two big guys like us would stick out like a pair of sore thumbs. Alright, I'll go check the house. Ario's off checking the Shiraishi household. I'll just wait till he gets back. It's quiet. This place is normally pretty lively, full of people coming and going. But it seems like everyone's decided to stay inside because of the recent incidents. Oh, you're back. No luck, boss. No one home? Doesn't look like it. I knocked for a while, but nobody came to the door. I glanced in the windows, but there was no sign of activity inside either. And I saw about 3 newspapers stuffed into the mailbox. Ario looks kind of disappointed. Looks like no one's home right now. Let's try again later. Oh, do I actually have to go to the high school and then, like, come back here? Not much we can do if they're not home. Let's go somewhere else for now. Maybe I should have started from the high school part. Because when I did my playthrough, I went to the high school first. And then the Shiraishi household. Here we are, Komagata High. Classes are suspended for the day, so the students are just kind of wandering around aimlessly. This place isn't only connected to the case because the students were under Yoshimi's jurisdiction. It's also the site of the Fool's Procession, and of course, where that teacher was killed. Seems like a likely place to find some clues, don't you think? Alright, speaking of schools... What is it? You said Paranormal Affairs can't help us right now. So why don't we get that psychic high schooler you mentioned to help us? A lot of the people involved with this case led back to the school anyway, so it might make things easier to have them with us. For a guy who questioned me on the legality of working with them, you sure seem eager to exploit underage labor. Hey, who said anything about exploiting them? I just want to give our young experts the opportunity to shine. When did you become such a smooth talker? Anyway, I'm afraid I don't know where they are. Oh, I see. I wonder if there's anyone who can help us scout out the area. Hey Kieran, welcome to the stream, thanks for stopping by. Wait, what? No, now the suspend button appears. Which means I still can't progress. See, the weird part is, like, last time I did this, the suspend button didn't appear. No, the suspend button did appear. It was in the Shiraishi household, though. Which means that I have to continue from here. Interesting. Start from location selection. Maybe all 3 groups need to meet up. Maybe that's what I need to do. Let's stop at the candy shop then. Because that's Yako's house. Sonoya. And so... Wait. Mio Kurosuzu and Yako Sakazaki decide on their next location to investigate. Wait. Ah. But... Huh? Where do I go? Okay, like, I can't click this. This one's done. This one's suspended. I could have sworn that this one would be the one where I need to continue, though. Because this now they're meeting up with them. But it doesn't let me. Thanks for the stretch distance and all, I appreciate it. Let's go back. Hey, Become, welcome to stream. Is there a branch here? Well, I mean, this one's a death, so that doesn't go anywhere. But I can't do this. And then this one just also ends abruptly. Am I supposed to... I'm just wondering if there's some kind of meta thing I need to do. The thing is, like, my goal is to finish the game today, so I don't want to spend too much time dilly-dallying. Like, the spacing of these lines implies that there's no branches between here and here and here and here. I wonder if I can choose, like, if I choose a different I haven't tried every location for these two girls. I've selected like 3 of them, and each time it gave me that. So I'm just wondering, maybe if I choose something different, maybe something different happens. It's just weird that it sends me back to the title. But so far, I picked like 3 of the places, and it just kind of ends with nothing. It's just weird that it does that instead of... I don't think this is what I need to do, but I'm going to check all the locations anyways. Yeah, see, it just keeps giving me this, like, panning view of the location every time. Interesting. Okay. For the sake of time, I'll bite and look it up because I don't want to spend too much time doing that. Oh, here, perfect. Someone has the exact same question as me. Oh, you have to end the and then scene where the girls go to the high school and then visit it with the detectives before visiting. Oh, I see, because they were like, oh, if only there was someone around to help us. And then so you have to be like, oh, then I need to actually make sure they're in the same location at the same time. But last time, I'm pretty sure last time I ended at the high school already. Oh no, because I suspended, oh, I see. I suspended these guys at Shiraishi residence, and I suspended these guys at Komagata High School. I need to suspend them both in the same spot. I mean, I think from a meta perspective, that's interesting, because it's kind of, this game's already played with the meta once, but I feel like this one's a little bit more obtuse. Like, to me, the first time it played with the meta, I was like, oh, that's clever. But this time, I feel like, oh, this is just kind of annoying. Okay, I see the logic. I see what they're trying to do, and I see why they're trying to make it be clever, but I don't know. I feel like from a game design standpoint, this is not a very clever use of the meta, because most games would not do something like this because they want to make it easier. I think I might need to do it in reverse, though. Like, I end there, and then I go to these guys, and then... and then I go to the school. That's why it ends so weirdly. That's why Yakos didn't say suspend. Oh, but then I need to do the reverse later, because then I need to end at the Shiraishi residence for Richter's group to encounter them. I don't know. I feel like I think this use of meta, I don't really like it because I think it would make sense if we had seen this happen already in the game at some point in time. Or maybe if what they did was, what would be useful is on the story chart, maybe there was like a part on the side that said like current location for each character, and then it showed where each character's current location was, and then that would be a better hint to be like, oh yeah, I need to put them in the right place. I won't complain about it too much, but I don't think this one's as good of a use of meta as the previous use of that. Then again, the previous one, the storyteller kind of had to tell us, but I get the logic. I just don't think it, from a game design standpoint, I don't think this is a good twist. Plus, I have to read all this stuff all over again. Oh, that's... Boss, what is it? You want to talk to those girls? I do! Exclamation mark. Yeah, I do. This is divine intervention. We were brought here for a reason. Come on, Ariel. Huh? What? Hey, aren't you... You must be that high schooler skirting the child labor laws who I heard so much about. Say that again. Sorry about that. He's with me. What? Wait, why did he say sorry? Wait, that... I feel like this line should be Tsumi's, not Ario's. I feel like this doesn't make sense, because he says something that she finds a little insulting, and then he says sorry as if it was the other guy's fault? Okay, whatever. Mr. Tsutsumi, if that's how you feel, maybe you should look into improving my working conditions. I prefer not to work for free, to be honest. Don't you worry about that. If you help us out, you can have whatever you want. Boss's treat. Wait. Really? Thank you so much. I've always wanted to go to a fancy sushi place. Oh, that's why the other one's called Fancy Sushi. Oh yeah, like one of those places in Kinsha? I've never been. Let's go. We got ourselves a deal, right, boss? These girls are at our service. Hold on now, what just happened? I never said a sushi. Looking forward to it, boss. Wait, since when were you included? You guys are funny. You should just stand up. Forensics is still investigating the area. I didn't really want to bring these kids to a place like this, but there were too many onlookers outside for us to speak comfortably. Besides, it'd be good to have Mio look around the scene too. It's usually easier to let Ario do the talking when it comes to young people, but we only have a day. It'd be quicker if I take the reins this time. But I did manage to win them over with the promise of food. Let's see how this plays out. This is one hell of a coincidence, huh? That this random girl, you know, is already involved with the case. It happens to be in the same location at the same time. It's not like someone moved them there. Sushi, huh? Well, if that'll solve the case, it's a small price to pay. I'll just expense it to Paranormal Affairs later. Mio Kurosuzu. She's like the disciple of the Paranormal Affairs chief. I've heard she helps out with investigations free of charge under the guise of training. Although she's my old boss's protege, she helped me plenty when I was in Paranormal Affairs. She may look meek, but she got a strong spirit sense, sharp instincts, and courage, plus quite the brain to back it all up. That said, I can't help but think there's some kind of darkness following her around. So this is Yako Sakazaki. She was with Mio. Could she be a friend? Did Mio finally make a friend? If she did, it would do this old man's heart good. I better not say that out loud. Don't want to make her look bad. So how much have you been able to figure out? Well, I know what happened around midnight last night. Someone invoked the Beast of Shadows, which boosts the power of curses, then brought forth the Seven Mysteries of Honjo. That allows even those who do not have the power to cast curses to gather soul dregs for the rite of resurrection. At least that's my hypothesis. Sounds about right so far. As I'm sure you know, there are actually 9 mysteries, not 7. When the Feast of Shadows was cast, the curse stones appeared before those who wanted the right, and at the locales of the 7 mysteries. We managed to gather 3 curse stones so far, including the one I got first, the Evergreen Beach. You got 3 already? Wow. We have the curse stone of the Fool's Procession. Well, Yako, the girl standing behind me, does. That's me, I'm Yako, the girl standing behind Mio. She does. Is she alright? We could take it off your hands. Well, the Feast of Shadows has no effect during the day, and there's still something I want to find out. Alright, I'll leave the Fool's Procession with you two then. Thank you. Please keep collecting the other curse stones. I'll be looking for a way to stop the Feast of Shadows. Okay, got it. That should make things go smoothly. What about the other curse bears? Have you run into any of them? Well, last night at school. You were here last night? Yes, you see. You two were using a spirit board. That's so cool! So that's when you ran into the curse echo. I'm glad you survived the encounter. Somehow, we managed to get away without accidentally setting it off. The curse echo we saw took the shape of a woman, missing an arm and a leg. What? A woman missing an arm and a leg? That's... the one-sided reed. This is bad. What? What's so bad about that one? You idiot! Think! The curse bear, the one-sided reed, is... Fumachika Nejima! He admitted himself, that's his curse! Oh, that's right. Wait, but if that's the case... I like these poses are both striking, it's kind of funny. Nejima might have been here last night. What? I mean, it's possible he was lying to us, but... What? Who's Nejima? No clue. So Nejima's trying to take advantage of the Feast of Shadows for his own nefarious purposes. Huh? He said he's going to massacre the city at sundown today. And he's trying to get to your daughter too? That's why we've been trying to find him, but to no avail. Honestly, this information has been the most useful we've gotten so far. So just to be sure, could you tell me who else was at the school last night? Well, as far as we know, there was us, Mr. Jonouchi, and one of our classmates, Hitomi. Don't forget old man Ashimiya. Wait, Hitomi? Do you mean Hitomi Okuda? Second-year student? Well, yes, why? Boss! So she was here last night. Huh? I saw Hitomi earlier though, and she didn't seem like a curse bear to me. You did? Did you talk to her? Yes. Would you mind if we asked you a few questions about that? Hitomi said she didn't want to talk to the police because she was afraid she'd become a suspect. So I can't tell you anything unless you swear you won't drag her into this. I see. Don't worry, this is about a different matter. Different matter? You mean about the police officer, Mr. Yoshimi? You know about that? Did Hitomi say something about him? Yes, she did. Actually. If we're talking about people who were at school last night, there was one more person, though I'm not too clear on the details. There was someone else. Apparently, Hitomi actually saw Mr. Jonouchi getting cursed and killed last night. What? Talk about some vital information. What she said happened was... Yeah, I'm so glad we can fast forward through all the dialogue of the stuff we already know, because we're with 2 groups of playable characters, so we don't need to hear redundant information anymore. Michio was one who killed Mr. Jonouchi. Are you sure it was really Michio that she saw? Well, that's what she told me. I wasn't there. That must mean there was another curse bear here last night. Jonouchi was killed by a curse, so someone had to have been there, whether it was Michio or not. Damn, boss, do you really think it could have been Michio's ghost? I mean, based on what we heard, she does have plenty of reasons to be vengeful. Calm down. Just because the paranormal exists doesn't mean just anything's possible. It's still possible Neshima was behind Junuchi's death. What about Hitomi's story? About this janitor, Ashimiya was it? How old is he? Do you know how long he's worked here? Huh? Why are you so interested in him all of a sudden? I only just transferred to the school though, so I have no idea. He's around 50 years old. He came to our school about half a year ago. No one knows what he did before, so there are lots of rumors about him. I see. Thanks, I think I'm starting to get a better picture of all this. Huh? Listen up. It's not uncommon for former prisoners to find work under an alias after their release. The notoriety attached to their former name can get in the way of proper rehabilitation, you see. What do you... No way! Ario, have the officers apprehended the janitor? He worked the night shift, so he might be at the overnight room. Yes, right away. Boss, bad news. Apparently the room's been empty all morning. Sounds like they've been looking to question Ashimiya too, but couldn't find him anywhere. No. That all but confirms it. Just one more thing to check. Are there any photos of this Ashimiya? Every time we see Tsutsumi straight from the front, his like mutton chops are so prominent. The old man seriously hated getting his picture taken. He'd always avoid it. Ario, call an urgent search for Makoto Ashimiya. We can't let him get away. Yes, sir. I'll contact HQ right away. Hey, Rainbell, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Oh my, I didn't expect this at all. Yeah, how could that old man have been some horrible criminal mastermind? I can't believe it. And a curse bear on top of it. To think he was so close to us this whole time. Gives me the chills. A guy like that really shouldn't have been allowed to work at a high school. Let's hope it isn't already too late. Oh. I may have shown Ashimiya my curse stone last night. What? I don't like this one bit. Nejima did say he wasn't specifically targeting curse bearers, but... I'm glad nothing happened to you. I'm kind of curious why he didn't kill Yako on the spot. Because he found out about her having the curse stone before she mentioned either Mio or Junuchi, which, depending on which one she says, that's the one he kills next. But he doesn't kill her. Unless she goes back inside to go find Mio. Wait, but then, could it have been old man Ashimiya who attacked you in the hallway? I almost told him that you were still in the building, too. What? You did? Yikes, good thing I didn't say anything. You might have gotten very lucky there, kid. I'm kind of glad I did the wrong choice first, though, because if I did the right choice, I might have missed out completely on that wrong path, which would have been a pain to go back and find. This is too much. I hope they can find him soon. Come on, long arm of the law, help us. To put a stop to the Feast of Shadows. It would help if I knew more about how the curses of the Seven Mysteries first came about. In that case, you'd probably be better off talking to the crabby researcher guy. You mean Mr. Araishi? I would very much like to talk to him. Alright, he's a teacher here too, isn't he? You would know him already. You might be more inclined to talk if it's one of his students doing the asking. Do you know where he is? I do. We tried to talk to him, but he refused to cooperate. But you two should give it a try. He's at his usual cafe working on his papers. The cafe? Oh, the Kurokikyo cafe in Kamizawa. Thanks, we'll head over there now. School rules say we're not allowed to go to cafes, though. Don't worry about it. I'll allow it. Thank you. Wow, the school rules are very strict there. This is like the 1970s. Huh? That's all it takes? There must be a mastermind behind everything. Someone who orchestrated all this for a reason. I want to find out why. Hitomi did say that Mr. Yoshimi entrusted her with something. He did? What was it? Yoshimi gave her a talisman. Yes, apparently he also asked her to look for another one just like it. One that Michio had. What kind of talismans could they be? Boss? Doesn't ring a bell. But if Yoshimi was talking about him with his dying breath, they must have been pretty important.
Did they find a talisman on Michio where her body was found?
I'll check, but if they did, Yoshimi would have had plenty of time to retrieve it before he died.
Right. Would you consider giving us Hitomi's contact information? I'd like to talk to her about this talisman. I'm not sure. She never opened up to anyone except for Mr. Yoshimi. I'm no good, huh? I was friends with Yoshimi, though. You don't seem like a bad guy. Not that scary for a cop. I doubt that'd be enough for her. She really doesn't want to end up being a suspect. To be honest, she was even a little wary of us.
Well then. Do you think she talked to Yoshimi's fiancé? Haven't they met before?
Oh, they have. She told us about that. Yes, she might be willing to talk to her.
Alright, we better find her fast.
You haven't been able to reach her? That's a little worrying.
Mayu Chozawa. We'll let you know as soon as we manage to contact her.
Okay, I'd be willing to give Hitomi's contact information to her. Oh right, one more thing. Hitomi told me that Mr. Yoshimi gave her instructions in the event that something happened to him. He told her to give the talisman to Mr. Nagagoshi from the police headquarters.
What? So it was a Nakagoshi case? Why would Yoshimi tell her that?
Could you check on that?
I will, but I don't know if they'll pick up when I call.
Is he with the Paranormal Affairs Bureau?
Well, yeah. Nakagoshi's the chief, but he's almost never in, so I don't really know the guy. To be honest, I'm not even sure if he exists or if he's just a figurehead. I've never spoken to him myself. All of Paranormal Affairs cases are referred to as Nakagoshi cases.
Jeez, what's up with that? Oh, so I thought Nakagoshi was also Mio's mentor, but he's not. He's just the chief of the Paranormal Bureau, and they work with the Ganyodo guy. Hey Burr, welcome to the stream, thanks for stopping by. That amulet Hitomi was looking for may be the missing puzzle piece to this mystery. What was that thing you mentioned about Michio earlier? Something about a grudge. Do you know anything about her? What's your relation? I'm her friend. I was actually planning to resurrect her at first.
I see. We gained quite a lot of information from you two. It's only fair we share as well. Tell her, Ariel.
Alright. Keep in mind this is just a theory, though. Okay. After re-examining the crime scene, Yoshimi concluded that Michio's death wasn't a suicide, but a vehicular collision. Wait, what? An accident? Being hit by a speeding truck or van would have resulted in similar injuries. The investigation was ordered by Yoshimi, so it seems he had his doubts about it being a suicide. What? A van? Speeding? Yako, what's wrong? Are you okay? Ah! Ah! A van. There's a young man in the driver's seat. In the passenger, a woman. Yako! Yes? Wait, was I? Are you back now? How do you feel? You're covered in sweat. Yeah, I'm okay. I think. Sorry, I went a little crazy there. It's no problem, as long as you're okay. It was quite the surprise, though. Yoshimi talked to you about Michio, didn't he? Well, he didn't give me any specifics, but if you're wondering about that... So, I don't know what was truly on Michio's mind either. Right. You have any idea why Junichi was so scared of Michio? Well, about that... I'm not sure exactly how to put this, but... I see. Well, I have expected it was something like that. Thank you for telling me. Sorry, it's hard to explain.
I wonder what he got his hands on to be able to blackmail her like that.
Michio, what happened?
Junichi was almost definitely killed by a curse. but I wonder about the exact cause of death. If the curse's origin and the cause of death are connected, it could give us a lead. She's certainly well versed in the paranormal, I just can't get over the darkness. Oh, I should actually look at the scene of crime. I didn't realize there was something behind his back over here.
What's that rope about?
It indicates where Jonuichi's body was found. They moved his body, but this way we still have an idea of how it was found.
Yikes, that's a little gross. You can even see how his arms and legs are... Ugh.
Cool it, Ariel, you're scaring her. This kind of stuff is too much for a kid.
Hey, I'm pretty sure she only asked because you were staring at it so intently.
Alright, that's enough. Mia, what do you think?
I knew it the second I looked at the scene. You're right. Traces of a curse still linger here.
I figured as much.
Does that mean Jonuichi was killed by one of the curses of the Seven Mysteries? Yes, a strong curse like that always leaves behind a trace. Wow, Mio, you're so calm. Are you used to this kind of thing? I wouldn't say I'm used to it. It just comes with experience, I guess.
No, I've heard some stories about you. Didn't you investigate a gruesome scene where someone had been killed by a paranormal attack without even breaking a sweat?
Stop it, Mr. Tsutsumi. She's gonna get the wrong idea. Whoa, that's amazing. Mio, you're a professional. You think? Totally. You're cool even in the face of death. That's awesome. When you put it like that, I'm not sure how awesome it is.
Hey boss, Forensics is calling. I'll go see what they had to say. Sure, thanks.
Boss, they found this on the ground, a short distance from the scene.
What is that? A ribbon.
Yeah, the kind you use to tie up your hair. What? I've seen that ribbon before. You have? Go on then. That's the ribbon Michio always used to wear.
What?
Doesn't that mean that Michio was here?
Are you sure?
Definitely. I have the same one at home. We bought them together. That has to be hers.
Then, did she come back to life somehow?
But how? If I was Michio and I came back to life, where would I go?
That's the question. She got her revenge on Jonuichi, but she may have more revenge to dish out.
Is there anyone else she'd have a grudge against?
Well, what about the guy who killed her in the collision?
If she really did come back to life, then it's terribly sad that she's spending her new chance at life like this. Being obsessed with revenge is such a tragic way to live. I'm afraid that's all we could tell you.
Don't worry, you were a big help, thank you. We should start our search for Nejima and Maya Chozawa.
It might be worth it to check Michio's house as well, just in case.
Let's use the school as our base of operations. If anything happens, go to one of the officers hanging around here.
Got it, thank you. And good luck. We'll go talk to Mr. Araishi about a way to lift this curse.
Alright, boss, let's get going whenever you're ready. Okay, good. Things are coming together. Good, good, good. Leave the curse lifting to the girls while we look for Nejima and Chozawa. There's also the matter of Yoshimi's talisman. We won't get anything done staying here. We better get a move on.
Okay, we got some progress now. Now we actually have 2 more places we can go. We can continue this conversation. And then these guys need to go talk to him. Okay, perfect. Good, good.